No, this is not clickbait. I actually do read 3 books at once, which is very weird because for a while back I just stopped reading whatsoever anything that wasn't a university related. You know, the thing that stopped me from reading in the first place. Well, I got my freaking power back, and I'll tell you how. Not only I'll walk you through which books I read, how I read it, at the time that I read, I also will talk about my note-taking process, because I'm all about helping the nerds. Let's go. There are 3 types of books that I read in a day. Self-improvement one, a study-related one, usually university-related, but not necessarily, and a fiction one. I put each of them in different parts of the day. The self-improvement one, and this was the book that I talked about last week, is in my morning routine. I grab some coffee, I have some café con leite as my pre-workout, and while it's starting to digest, I read it. It just gives me the sense that I'm starting a day already learning something. Nerd! This part is also the book that I take the most notes of. It's hard to take notes of. I use notes, I use sticky marks, I write on the side of the pages, I circle shit. I used to really frown upon people who wrote on the books, but then that changed. More on that on the note-taking process. The study-related book is usually university-related. I do it in the afternoon. Since it's more like I study, I do have a notebook specific. Usually before or after some kind of class that I have in the university. It's kind of like a study time, so I pomodoro it. This one process is especially long because since I grabbed them from the library, you can see the stamp here, can't write on this one like I do the other one. So I have to take notes in a separate notebook, and then after I take these notes, I mark and write on the margin like I did with that one. Then I get this one back intact. The third one is fiction, and at this very moment it's by the side of my bed. If I was going to grab it, I would have like to go upstairs, and I'm lazy. So just for fun, let's pretend this notebook is a fiction book. Ooh, fiction book. This one is in my night routine. I do some stretching, some praying, and then I read to end my day. Sounds cute, like, oh, a night story. But you have to be very careful and very analytical on how you read the fiction book before you go to bed, because any bookworm or bookstand, whatever the kids are calling these days, people who read, what we know is that with the right story, it's not gonna put you to sleep. It's gonna fucking wake you up. Oh my god, the sister is the killer. I must read until 4 a.m. to know everything. And then my morning routine is ruined, and that part of the reading is ruined. It has to be like the part of the story or of the chapter that nothing very important is happening, so you can fucking close it and go to sleep. So what's the secret of this amount of reading? And I talked about it on last week's video. Doesn't matter if you only read one paragraph now, you're still one paragraph further in the story, or the study, or the learning. I'll leave the link of that video in the description box, or in some card. It's somewhere, you find it, okay? Okay, but time to talk about my note-taking process. I started to notice that I don't remember anything from the books that I read, and it starts to piss me off, because I remember reading it. I remember that at the time that I was reading, it changed my life, it changed my view, but I don't apply anything, because I don't remember the shit that I read. When I started to take notes for the library borrowed book, I started to realize that I remember this one better because I was taking notes. See, I find the quotes that I want to highlight. I have a different color for each type of quote. Like one is something to learn, another one is just a citation. I highlight them, I make notes on the side, and after I finish the book, I read my notes again, and then I write a summary after I finish it. Because it's my book, I bought it with my money. I write on the margin, I use markers, because since it's mine and I have a specific goal for this specific book, this becomes very personal. It's not like a fiction book where you can donate it and somebody else will read it. Nobody wants to see your notes on the fucking story. Scott, okay? These sticky marks are more like words and features and little schemes, and I want to have easy access. See, like this board right here. With the library book, I already said it, I first write the quotes down, and then I come with my markers and my side notes. With my books, I first mark the quotes with a highlighter while I do the side notes, and only then after I finish it, I write the summary down. So it's kind of like the opposite process. They have different purposes. Maybe that's why I'm able to do all of them in a day, because they don't start to interfere with each other. If you're studying two types of book, you will call the wrong one in a dissertation. We do not want that. The same genres like intertwine with each other. So having separate genres on the same day definitely helps. But like setting a routine and fixing a type of book for each definitely is what made me read 3 books at once. But more on routine on next week's video. Don't forget to leave a like if you like, well, live your life. Leave a like, subscribe. If you have any more helpful advices, leave it in the comments. I'm all for it. And I'll see you next time.